You wake up one morning feeling the weight of the world pressing on your chest, wondering why you have done everything you were taught to do yet still seem surrounded by limitation. And in that quiet moment of frustration, a tiny voice inside begins to whisper that something unseen must be shaping your destiny far more powerfully than effort alone, because effort without inner alignment is like pouring water into a cracked vessel. Florence Scovel taught that life is a mirror reflecting our dominant convictions, and when you stand before your mirror each day, you are not merely looking at your face, but at the image of your own consciousness staring back, silently asking what decree you will speak today. The secret is not in force or strain, but in identity, for what you claim yourself to be must show forth in form. And this is why people work hard yet live in lack, because they are still declaring lack in the chambers of their own mind while pleading for abundance with their lips. The mirror is holy ground because it is where the invisible becomes visible, and when you dare to write a single word upon it with reverence, you begin a quiet revolution in your inner world. That word is not magic in itself, but it becomes magic when it is spoken with expectancy instead of doubt, when it is seen not as a wish, but as a statement of truth already accomplished in the realm of spirit. Many rise before dawn to struggle, yet few rise to bless, and blessings are the language of supply. When you write your chosen word upon the mirror, you are giving your subconscious a new command, one that bypasses fear and rewrites the ancient script that has been looping in your life since childhood. You have been told to hustle, to compete, to brace yourself against a harsh world, but Florence revealed a gentler law, that what you consent to in consciousness must consent to you in experience, and the mirror ritual is consent in visible form. Each time your eyes meet that word, the old arguments of lack lose a little of their authority, like shadows dissolving under light, and gradually you stop asking how you will survive and begin expecting how you will thrive. This is not denial of reality, but transformation of it, because reality is always the echo of belief, and belief changes not through struggle, but through acceptance of a higher pattern. Imagine how different your day becomes when the first decree you see is abundance instead of anxiety, peace instead of pressure, love instead of loneliness, and how those seeds planted in the morning start to sprout in the afternoon conversations, the unexpected kindness, the ideas that seem to come from nowhere yet solve problems you thought were impossible. The mirror is your silent partner, faithfully reflecting the state of your inner house, and when you change what is written there, you change the invitation you are sending to life itself. So the first step in the law of the mirror is not effort, but agreement with the good that is already seeking expression through you. There comes a moment in every sincere practice when doubt tries to creep back in, wearing the disguise of logic, whispering that writing a word on glass cannot possibly change a lifetime of struggle. Yet Florence Scovel insisted that all miracles begin with a shift in assumption, not in circumstances, and this is where suspense enters the story of your own becoming. You may faithfully write your chosen word each morning, and yet feel no immediate thunderbolt, no sudden fortune falling from the sky. And it is precisely here that most people abandon the law of the mirror just before it bears fruit, because they are still measuring spiritual seed with physical eyes. The universe is never late, but it often waits until the old foundations of fear are fully unsettled, and during this interval, you might feel as though nothing is happening while everything is rearranging behind the veil. The law of silence becomes your shield in this sacred waiting, for when you speak of your practice to the wrong ears, you scatter the power of your decree, allowing the doubts of others to lodge like grit in the delicate gears of your faith. Florence warned that your spoken word is a creative force, and idle talk about your inner work can dissolve its potency, so you keep your mirror secret, not out of superstition, but out of spiritual economy. In this middle stage, fear often masquerades as realism, reminding you of past failures, rehearsing every statistic of lack, yet fear is only faith reversed, the same energy pointed in the opposite direction, and once you realize this, you stop fighting fear and simply redirect it. Instead of saying you fear not having enough, you claim with calm authority that supply is inevitable, and the mirror becomes the courtroom where this verdict is issued daily. This is the suspenseful crossing, where the old identity resists its own dissolution, where the part of you that has learned to survive does not trust the part that is now learning to receive, and you may notice strange tests appearing, bills arriving, delays, misunderstandings, as though life is asking whether you truly believe the word you have written, or whether you will erase it at the first inconvenience. Florence described this as the boomerang of consciousness, for whatever you decree must pass through layers of memory and habit before it can stand in the open field of manifestation, and it is here that perseverance becomes quiet rather than dramatic. You do not shout affirmations to the world, you simply glance at the mirror and let the word sink past thought into feeling, where it begins to change your emotional climate from scarcity to expectancy. The suspense lies not in waiting for something to happen outside, but in witnessing the subtle shift within, when you notice you are less reactive, less anxious, more certain without knowing why, and this inner evidence is the true miracle in motion. The mirror does not hurry you, it only reflects you, and as the reflection softens, you realize that you are no longer trying to attract abundance, but allowing it, which is a far more powerful posture, because it removes desperation from the equation and replaces it with dignity, and dignity is the natural companion of supply. The final unfolding of the law of the mirror does not arrive with fanfare, but with a calm recognition that you are no longer the person who began this practice, because somewhere between the silent glances at your reflection and the quiet obedience to your chosen word, your identity has been rewritten from within. You notice that lack no longer startles you, that when challenges appear, they feel temporary rather than terminal, and this is the unmistakable sign that abundance has become part of your inner name. Florence Scovel, Shin, taught that life is not a battlefield, but a stage on which consciousness performs its own assumptions, and now you are performing wealth, peace, and love, not as desires, but as natural expressions of who you are. The mirror has ceased to be a tool and has become a witness, affirming the agreement you have made with the infinite storehouse of good that was always available, yet only now permitted to enter. Friends may remark on your changed mood, opportunities may arrive with curious timing, and solutions may appear before problems can mature, yet you understand that none of this is coincidence, it is correspondence. This is the moment when gratitude replaces striving, when you stop asking how and simply accept that the way has already been prepared, for the subconscious does not argue with what it sees daily, and your mirror has been preaching a sermon of prosperity that no sermon ever could. You may recall the days when you lived in constant calculation, counting expenses before blessings, bracing for disappointment before delight, and you smile gently at that former self, knowing now that preparation for lack was the very magnet of lack. Now you prepare for good, and preparation is a spiritual invitation that never goes unanswered, because the universe rushes to meet expectation just as surely as it mirrors doubt. The word on your mirror has become a living current in your thought, shaping your choices, coloring your tone, guiding your instincts, and the life you inhabit begins to feel less like a struggle for survival and more like a dance of alignment. You are no longer obsessed with getting, because being has taken its rightful throne, and in being whole, you naturally receive what matches that wholeness. This is the true secret, Florence, entrusted to the sincere seeker, that your outer world can only echo the inner decree, and once the decree is established, the echo is inevitable. You have not changed the world. You have changed the lens through which the world must now pass to reach you, and that lens is polished by faith, silence, and the simple discipline of one written word. The mirror has broken the old pattern, not by force, but by familiarity, introducing abundance to your mind so often that it has become a resident rather than a visitor. And as you step away from the glass each day, you carry its reflection with you into every room, every conversation, every decision, knowing that the image you have agreed upon within must continue to express itself without. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.